Arjun Malhotra is 75 years old. He's built HCL. He's seen every tech wave that's hit us so far, from the rise of computing to the Indian IT sector boom. So I asked him, is AI any different? Will people really lose their jobs? He didn't exactly say no, but what he said isn't also what you would expect. Watch this. So, Arjun, you've built a massive business in software, services, and electronics. Now, let's talk about software and services, because it's been very hot over the last couple of decades for India. They say software, how we've known the most modern software is software as a service, is dying because of AI. Agents are going to take over, they'll do most of the work. Secondly, services, one of the biggest employment sector, IT services in India. People are going to lose their jobs because AI can do a lot of low level stuff. Now, how do you look at it? How do you look at this narrative?
Okay, so I'll just go back to history.
Okay.
When we first came out with computers,
Hmm.
there was exactly this kind of talk about jobs going
Okay.
away.
Hmm.
And there were lots of unions saying we don't want computers. The banks didn't take it for a few years. Only when the 286 came out, they took what is called the PC-80, but called them advanced ledger posting machines
Hmm.
because they just didn't want uh, right. Now, look at it over time. So, yes, there was a time when there was a little dip in number of jobs because computers came up and did all the ledgers and all that. But look at it today. How many additional jobs computers have created?
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
All you need to be is you need to know how to use a computer,
Right.
whether it's Word or Excel or whatever. Now, the same thing's going to happen in my view with
Okay.
AI. The cycles may be different. It
Okay.
might take a little longer, might take less time. I don't know how to predict that right now. But once AI becomes pervasive, if you know how to use AI platforms, you'll have a job. And there'll be a lot more jobs because AI can service a lot more data. And not just data, text, it can service video. So, suddenly it opens up a whole lot of things that you didn't have earlier. And so I really believe that, yes, it is going to have an impact. How many years, I don't know. But ultimately, you will get more jobs because of this, because the ability to do quote unquote business intelligence with a very powerful tool is much more relevant than what you can do today. And so I need more people to be able to do it, more people and more data being collected, all that stuff. So I really believe, yes, it's there, it's a threat. People are talking about it. Right now, it's still talk. People are saying programmers will go away. Yes, simple programming will go away. But how much of programming today is simple? A lot of it is customized to a particular customer for a particular area. Yes, agents will come in and do my job in the sense, not my job, but 20, 30, 40, 60% of my repetitive work. And yes, I'd be happy to get rid of it because that's the headache part of my job. I can then focus a lot more on the stuff that needs to be focused on.
But are we ignoring the reality of India, as a market wherein a lot of people are in repetitive jobs? Uh, is there a massive reinvention of jobs that's going to happen? And is that what everyone's worried about? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we got to retrain people. Look, if you
En
read,
masse.
if yeah, it's everyone. Like everyone had to be trained on computers today.
Hmm.
You see a single job application, even for a peon who says he doesn't know how to use a computer.
Now, some of the opportunities for somebody who's either building a software business today or an IT services business today. We keep seeing figures like Accenture made $4 billion in Gen AI, wherein what they're doing basically is helping other companies adopt AI. That seems to be a ripe sector. What are some of the other, helping companies adopt AI seems to be a ripe sector. AI consulting seems to be a ripe sector. What are some of the other opportunities that are, easy to go and grab or very evident to go and grab in software or IT services today?
So I think where we've got to worry about AI is the ethics.
Hmm.
So what happens is, let's say I use a AI platform, ChatGPT.
Okay.
Now the programmers who wrote ChatGPT might have had a bias. Anything I take off ChatGPT will carry that bias. Without my knowledge, I will publish it without telling people I took it off ChatGPT because I don't want to admit that. and that bias will show I'll be the one held responsible. So somewhere we've got to find a way of eliminating or identifying those biases in platforms. Somewhere we've got to find a way of what is, ethics is a very personal thing, personal to an individual, personal to a company. So what we're trying to do is define a framework for you to put your version of ethics in there. And then when you use any platform, you run it through that and it'll tell you where the conflicts are. And then you decide whether you can live with the conflicts or not. Right. I, it's much more difficult to go in and check what the programmer's bias was when he wrote them.
Hmm.
But I can do it through an ethics framework. And it has to be a framework because I can't do an algorithm since everyone's ethical uh, model is different. So just to give you an idea, that's the thinking right now on how we've got to go about it. It's a very important area. Governments are thinking of regulations and all that.
So ethics, bias, and data security. These are the concerns. Now, to a small time entrepreneur or a very early stage business or even mid-size business, it's not that big of a deal, at least seemingly. Can you help me paint a picture what can go wrong if ethics, bias, and data security is not taken care of? Because to the early guys and to somebody who's just starting off their career or starting a business, this doesn't matter much. But what what does the risk or the cost look like at a bigger scale?
So let's say a startup would probably want to be unique. Otherwise, why are you doing a startup?
Yeah,
So they have a way of looking at it that will be unique to them.
yeah. And AI helps me
Yeah.
move faster, so I'll take it.
The problem is, even large companies will find a solution over time, and
Right.
they're not going to go down under unless they make a dramatic mistake.
Hmm.
It's the mid-sized companies
Okay.
who have a limited budget
Hmm.
who really would be struggling with how to use this effectively. So today, I know my wife uses, and a lot of them use ChatGPT or the equivalent Gemini or whatever
Hmm.
to write an email, to do this,
Right.
like when I have to give a talk,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't do too often,
Hmm.
but I go to ChatGPT or Gemini and ask them, give a
Outline.
prompt and
Yeah.
get an outline that gives me 10 points. I add two or three that they can't think of that I hopefully can add to it. If I can't, I feel like a fool. But, and then I work
Right.
the conversation or the talk around it.
Right.
But that's how you've got to use this.
Hmm.
And just remember one more thing. ChatGPT, the LLM, is public domain LLM.
Hmm.
Approximately 20% of our information is in public domain.
Hmm.
80% is in companies. So when I'm in a company, I want to use ChatGPT. I want to make sure that it uses only my data,
Hmm.
not data from outside,
Hmm.
because I don't want to be liable for some copyright or something that ChatGPT may have used without my knowledge. So that's why people talk about private clouds, small data,
Mhm.
large language models, small language models, etc., because you want to use that capability with your data. Second thing is we have to find solutions. I mean, until we build solutions around AI, AI is just a tool. It doesn't. I mean, it's a talk. You can talk
It's not
about
an
it.
industry.
Yeah, you can talk about it, but it's not going to deliver anything. I
Right.
have to find applications where they can be used effectively.
Okay. Lovely. That was good. Thank you so much.
Not all. Thanks.
Thanks, Arjun.